Make it quick, Outlander.
Honor the ancestors, Pilgrim.
Morrowind's classic dialogue window. The simple text box. Arguably brilliant in its simplicity. Albeit, a bit dated by today's standards. Truth be told, I personally prefer Morrowind's text-based dialogue to these more modern voiced affairs. I mean, I can read at my own pace, and I don't have to sit and listen to potentially questionable voice acting go on and on before getting to the point. And yes, I know, someone with my voice and my delivery really shouldn't be casting stones here. But it's true, I like text-based dialogue, and I'm not ashamed of it. At that said, Morrowind's text-based dialogue still has a pretty major flaw. For while I'll argue day and night for the superiority of text, it is static. It lacks life. When you speak to an NPC, it's as if the entire world is frozen. There's no movement anywhere on the screen, other than new text when you select a new topic. And for the amount of time that you're likely to spend reading Morrowind's dialogue, there's a lot of dialogue. That's a huge chunk of time where there's basically no action and no movement on the screen. Into today's mods of the day. For today, we're showcasing a pair of mods that overhaul Morrowind's dialogue interactions, with OpenMW dynamic actors by Taitechnic and Interface Reimagined for OpenMW by Eledin. We'll be showcasing these two mods together, because they simply work amazing together. But they do two separate things. Interface Reimagined is a visual overhaul for Morrowind's dialogue, and the user interface in general, modernizing it with a more simplistic and minimalist aesthetic, removing the line breaks from windows and just making it so the dialogue and menu boxes blend more with the rest of the world. Like again, more modern games. While OpenMW dynamic actors adds life to Morrowind's dialogue, animating the actors and the world, so everything doesn't just freeze when you start a conversation. Now the NPCs you're talking to will pose, fold their arms, scratch their heads, or perform just other rudimentary actions. They're not just standing frozen waiting for you to finish reading. And in the background, life goes on. People go about their day. The sun sets lower in the sky. There is movement, there is motion, there is life. A more immersive, and quite frankly more scenic approach to dialogue than what was here in the vanilla game. And not only does this animate conversations, but also NPCs will now turn to face you when you begin a conversation. No more having a chat with a character's back. You'll have their full attention. And optionally, in first person, you can have the camera zoom in on an NPC during dialogue. Just like in the later Elder Scrolls games like Oblivion and Skyrim. You can toggle this feature on or off if you so desire, and Dynamic Actors has a fairly robust mod config menu that'll allow you to tweak any and all the new features here as you so need. One of the things I particularly love here is talking to NPCs in third person, as not only will the NPC adopt a pose, be it hands clasped behind the back, arms folded or hands on hip, but so will your player character, and your player character will go through different idle animations during the conversation. Again, just animating that life into the dialogue here that was so just previously utterly static in the vanilla game. It really is just such a realistic and immersive change. But by far and away, my favorite feature in Dynamic Actors is the ability to change the camera position during conversations. Through the click of a hotkey, you can zoom out, zoom around, move the camera to a different angle or side, and then lock it in place, giving you just an entirely new view as your character talks to some NPC. It's really fun to just play around with, and obviously great for taking screenshots. I love this feature a lot. And it also works outside of conversations. Hitting that same hotkey out in the game world will force your player character to pose, and also enable a freeform camera, allowing you to take selfies of your character posing in front of dramatic backdrops. A lovely feature I just wholeheartedly endorse. Dynamic actors is a pleasure to use, and with Interface Reimagined for OpenMW, it's a wonderful modernization combo for Morrowind's text-based dialogue, or even voice-acted dialogue, you know, if you have mods like Voices of Ardenfell. After all, while voice acting in a static text box can be just a bit jarring, voice acting just feels far more natural with animated characters and environments. So much so that I would consider these mods to be a must-have if you have any voice acting mods installed. But anyway, that's just about all there is to see here. So that's just our mods of the day. If you're using OpenMW, I would highly recommend both of these mods. They are just fantastic additions to the game. That's all for now though, so as always, I've been your host, our Golf Guy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.
Speak, traveler.